Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. When you think of Cuba, what comes to mind? Maybe it's the vibrant colors of old Havana, classic 1950s cars cruising down the Malecon, or the rhythm of salsa music. But beneath this iconic surface lies a story of Cuba, incredible resilience, revolution, and survival. Today, we're going to journey through the whirlwind history of Cuba, an island nation that has consistently found itself at the center of world events. Our story begins long before European ships appeared on the horizon. Cuba was home to indigenous peoples like the Tano and Siboney for centuries. They lived in villages, cultivated crops, and had a rich culture. But their world was shattered in 1492 when Christopher Columbus landed, claiming the island for Spain. This marked the beginning of a brutal colonial period that would last for nearly 400 years. Under Spanish rule, Cuba was transformed. The colonizers were hungry for wealth, and they found it in tobacco and, most importantly, sugar. Vast plantations spread across the island, creating a sugar-based economy. To fuel this industry, Spain enslaved hundreds of thousands of Africans, forcing them into brutal labor. This dark chapter not only built immense fortunes for the Spanish elite, but also forged the foundations of modern Cuban culture. A unique blend of Spanish and African traditions that we see today in its music, religion, and food. But the desire for freedom was always simmering. Throughout the 19th century, calls for independence grew louder. This erupted into the 10 Years' War in 1868, a bloody but ultimately unsuccessful struggle for liberation. However, the fight wasn't over. Figures like the poet and revolutionary José Martí became symbols of Cuban independence. The final push came with the War of Independence in 1895. Just as it seemed, the Cuban rebels were gaining the upper hand. The United States intervened in 1898, leading to the Spanish-American War. Spain was defeated, but true independence remained elusive. Cuba fell under U.S. military occupation. And even after becoming a republic in 1902, American influence was immense, politically and economically. This period saw a series of corrupt and often dictatorial governments in Cuba, usually backed by the United States. Dissatisfaction festered, especially among the poor and rural populations. This set the stage for one of the 20th century's most defining events. In the 1950s, a young lawyer named Fidel Castro launched a guerrilla war against the dictator Fulgencio Batista. Against all odds, his small band of rebels gained popular support, and on January 1, 1959, they marched victoriously into Havana. The Cuban Revolution had succeeded. Castro's government quickly aligned with the Soviet Union, declared itself a communist state, and nationalized American-owned businesses. This put Cuba on a direct collision course with its powerful neighbor to the north. The U.S. responded with a strict economic embargo that continues, in some form, to this day. The tension escalated dramatically. In 1961, the CIA-backed Bay of Pigs invasion, an attempt by Cuban exiles to overthrow Castro, failed spectacularly. Then, just a year later, the world held its breath during the Cuban Missile Crisis, a 13-day standoff after the Soviets placed nuclear missiles on the island. For a moment, Cuba was the terrifying epicenter of the Cold War. For the next few decades, Cuba relied heavily on Soviet support. But when the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the island was plunged into a severe economic crisis known as the Special Period. Cubans faced extreme shortages of food, fuel, and basic necessities. It was a time of immense hardship, but the country adapted and survived, developing innovative solutions in areas like organic farming and healthcare. In recent years, Cuba has been on a slow, cautious path of change. Fidel Castro handed power to his brother Raúl, who initiated limited economic reforms. In a historic move, the 2010s saw a thaw in relations with the United States under President Obama, with embassies reopening and travel restrictions easing. However, tensions have since resurfaced, and the future of US-Cuba relations remains uncertain. Today, Cuba stands at a crossroads, navigating economic challenges and a changing political landscape while fiercely guarding its sovereignty and unique cultural identity. From its indigenous roots to its revolutionary present, the story of Cuba is a powerful testament to the enduring spirit of its people. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through Cuban history fascinating, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into world history. See you in the next video.